Collective, happy new moon in Scorpio. I'm getting a very clear message from Spirit that the energies coming with this new moon are all about enduring, playing the long game, knowing that you got this, continuing to hold those healthy, positive, light habits that you've been building, continuing to endure. And this doesn't mean that you need to energetically exhaust yourself in your endurance, but just to know deep inside that you are making a difference in your own life and you do got this, but you have to keep taking those small actions every day that you're doing to bring yourself into the light or to bring yourself closer to your desired reality. Spirit is saying now, collectively, energetically, astrologically, it's a time of sink or swim. Are you going to let things pull you down into the underworld, into the darkness? Are you going to let the tidal waves pull you in, suck you under in the undertow? Or are you going to use your skill that you've been working so hard at to swim through the chaos, to swim through, I want to say swim through the void, Swimming Through the Void's channel, check it out, his tarot channel. But I want to say that, swimming through the void, because it feels like that's what we're entering into, is this place of a void, the underworld and the shadow. And it's exciting, don't get me wrong, it's exciting, but like anything Scorpio, it's also a little bit intense. And it can feel frightening at times because there's such depth and gravity to the transformation that we're undergoing. But Spirit's saying, we got this. We can do this. The card that came out to support us is Ashwagandha, number 4. And 4 is a number of stability. And I like how this candle actually has the same holder as the one over there. Yeah, it's like together, even in this moment, we are coming together collectively to put our energy together to support one another. Kind of like a school of dolphins. Is that what you call it? A school of dolphins? We're together, swimming through these tidal waves. We know how to swim. We're not going to swim. We're not going to sink. But I also wanted to say something else there. I don't know. So I also got that some will choose not to sink, not to swim, but to float. And this is not any better than sinking. Okay, it's being carried by energies outside of yourself. It's not making active decisions. It's not taking accountability for your own true divine will and power to manifest your reality when you just float along. Okay, so I got a lot of messages here and they came out before the cards, so I'm just going to go through them and then we'll pull out more tarot and see what else Spirit has to say. But this is a really pivotal point. We have Pluto moving into Aquarius, and that's going to create a whole different cosmic shift in energies. We're going to enter a new era in which we have never been, new energies in which we have never experienced. And it's like this new moon is the kickoff. It's getting us prepared. It's asking us to face things that scare us or that make us feel uncomfortable so that when the time comes, we know that we can swim. We know that we can choose our own direction and we can get ourselves there and that we can travel together. Synchronized swimmers. We can become synchronized swimmers, swimming as a pack. Okay? So what I got here is that we're undergoing an energetically intense transition, and now it is time to release, like a purge, and a purge of energies. It's just, it could be thoughts and feelings and things like that, but it feels like we've just all been carrying around this energy for some time. Maybe in the past 10 years, or I don't know. It's just like this, even in the good times, there's just this weightiness that's around, and it's time to purge that, because if we hold on to that weightiness, it's what's going to cause us to sink to the bottom of the ocean and get lost in the mix and the waves and the changes that are coming up. I also got that many will be left behind, but it's because that's what they're choosing. They're choosing to sink, or they're choosing to float. They're choosing to be swept up. They're choosing to be left behind. And this has something to do with not taking any action. You know, I received a comment a few days ago that said, I'm tired of these messages that are saying something good is coming, something new is coming, that, you know, there's abundance in my life on the way. And I've been listening to this for years and nothing's happened. Well, what have you done to create that abundance? Have you made any steps towards your own abundance? Because when we do take steps towards whatever desired reality we have, and not just physical actions, but we actually transmute the energies within and we heal all that negative self-talk and the doubts that we hold within, the energy has to change. It's the law of the universe. So if we alchemize and transform our own mental reality, our own emotional reality, and we take the appropriate actions in the 3D, the laws of the universe say that there will inevitably be change, but we have to initiate it. We have to do those things. And it's not easy, and you don't need to do it all at once and make this massive transformation. It starts with these small little changes, very small. Maybe you're used to waking up and looking at your phone right away. You stop doing that, or you give yourself 5 minutes without it, and then 10 minutes, and then 15, and then before you know it, you're not even taking your phone to your bedroom. You know, it's small little changes. Or every time you find yourself thinking, oh, I hate myself, I'm this, I'm that, and like, no one's gonna let you, stop yourself. You tell yourself, be quiet. Go look at the trees, go look at the sun, watch some birds. Take your mind off yourself for a second, you know, and you tell yourself these things and you do it little by little, things are bound to change in your reality. It's just energetic law. And until we really realize that and we accept that and we know that, then we will be stuck in our karmic cycles of constantly reincarnating, I'm hearing, our past worries over and over again. And again, this is not easy to do, but it can be done. I'm hearing we are swimmers. I heard that there is support, but you will need to initiate your own direction. So there are guides, of course, around, spirit supporting, energetic support. I'm seeing something about nature supporting us, like I'm seeing wind and trees and things like that. But we need to initiate the movement. They're not going to do it for us. I heard you can only tread water for so long, and that spirit does have a few life vests, but there's not many. So I don't know what this is referring to. Maybe some will be given some extra support in some sense. But for many of us, spirit knows that we're very capable of swimming. And I think you know you're very capable of it too. Okay. Then I heard buoyancy can be helpful. But yeah, I said this, but you need to swim. And then I got the number 3193 and the word humility. And it does feel like now's a time where we do need to remember our humility, because things will be coming up from the shadow space, from the underworld, that will feel uncomfortable. And rather than pushing them away, we need to face that there are some things that we may have gotten wrong, many things that we got right, but that going forward, we are entering a new energetic space that is deeply unknown to us. And when we step into that new portal, we're going to need some humility. Okay? And just because you're a good swimmer doesn't mean that every wave that crashes on you is going to be easy to swim through. Okay? And I think part of the humility is also realizing that we need one another, that we need to travel as a school, as a pack, whatever you call it, a pod. Maybe it's a pod of dolphins. I don't know. I know that's what it is for whales. But the dolphin animal is really coming through here as a spirit guide. And dolphins are super intuitive, super playful, intelligent, like crazy intelligent. And they're also symbols of transition and transformation. Often they're associated with the afterlife. And I feel like we are moving into a metaphoric afterlife, a period in which comes after the life that we have just been working through and dealing with. And it feels like we're releasing some past life energies, like I said, that we've been carrying on into this reality that we've created for ourselves. And so now it's time to move into a new place, a new era. The other card that came out, the first card, the ring. And I saw immediately when this came out, I saw this as the life vest. But this card talks about cycles and knowing that what goes up must come down. Things always turn. There's always constant change. Everything is cyclical. And I think realizing that, remembering that, holding that at the forefront of our mind keeps us humble and gives us humility. Okay, there's a message here very strongly that we need to take our attention off of ourselves. Okay, it's like we've been doing a lot of shadow work individually, which we must do. You have to work on yourself first before you can help anything outside of yourself. Absolutely. And so we've been doing a lot of that. But now it's time to turn outwards to help one another, or to work with each other's energy, to build collectives and collaborations and communities. This is the time for that. Aquarius energy, right? Pluto into Aquarius. That's what that's all about. We've done all the hard Capricorn work on our own energy, that cardinal earth energy of our body and ourselves and the material realm and what's been weighting us down. We've been working through all that, the shadow. And now we are moving into the star Aquarius energy. Okay, so it's a beautiful, lovely time, but there is, I keep seeing these waves, these crashes, and there's a lot of, it's like a crescendo of energy on the horizon. Okay, and we just need to remember that we have to keep going forward and keeping up with our practices that we've put in place. Okay, I'm going to get some of these astrological cards and see what else comes through, and then we'll pull out the tarot for the collective of the new moon in Scorpio. New moon in Scorpio. There's that Capricorn energy with the 10th house. I'm going to get 3 of them. 4th house, which is where Capricorn is for me. So we have 10th and 4th, which are oppositions in a sense. And 6th house, even numbers. Trine at the bottom, which says support and inspiration. This is what is ultimately coming down the line. There's a rough patch ahead. I have to say it though. Okay, so we have 10th house, career and success showing up with the ring. So some of you might be experiencing a new cycle in your career. Or when it comes to your success, you're hitting a very important, I don't want to say a peak, but it's a pivotal moment in your success when it comes to your career goals or where you want to focus your energy. There's also a lot of change when it comes to the way you're thinking about the work you're doing. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this and that seems significant for some reason. It's a W. I don't know. Maybe there's something about, well, there's a different way of looking at work. What does it mean to work, to have a career, to identify with our career? There's some kind of questioning that's happening around that. Then we have 4th house with home and family in the underworld. And family has been coming up, and home, actually, both of those things have been coming up in a lot of the sign readings throughout Libra season and a little bit into Scorpio season. But it's just been like constant messages about justice with like these deeply entrenched environments, institutions, situations that have really structured our subconscious mind. There's some massive justice that's unfolding in that realm. What our family told us about the world and who we are and all of our behavioral patterning, all of that is beginning to become very transparent to us. We're beginning to see how that has affected us and in some cases afflicted us. Perhaps we were told things that didn't serve us, or we were forced to put elements of ourselves in the shadow in the service of the family or the collective. There's also a lot of things with security and home that are being shaken up at this time. Can you feel secure in yourself regardless of where you find yourself? That's the goal. Okay? So that the external world cannot rock you internally. Rather, it's your internal world that should create your experience of the external, not vice versa. Okay, so there's a lesson here about as within, so without, that we're learning at this time. Yeah, or that's what we've been learning. And now, when we have these huge waves that are coming up, we're going to have to really remember that we have sovereignty over our own souls, regardless of what is going on around us. Yeah, I'm hearing something like a testament to our faith. So some of you, individually, personally, you could be experiencing a lot of family secrets come up, a lot of uncomfortable dreams you might be having. Maybe you wake up, you just feel uncomfortable about what you dreamt, or there's messages about family in your dreams. Some of you are really understanding why you have a certain relationship with divine masculine energy and divine feminine energy. Okay? Why you've perceived masculine energy in one way and why you've perceived feminine energy in a certain way. Like there's some kind of understanding around that. It's like all the weeds are being exposed. Nothing is able to be camouflaged anymore. The underworld is coming right up into the surface consciousness. And then we have 6th house with the shadow. It says work and routine. So again, we have something about work and career. What are we working towards? Where are we investing all of our energy? Work takes up so much of our time and our energy. It's where we invest our souls for a large part of our life, most of us, right? Most of us in the collective, or at least that's what society tells us to do. And that work and career can be very fulfilling, and we can do good things for the consciousness, for the higher consciousness of all in our different career paths and where we dedicate our energy. But there's something that needs to shift. How do I say that? When it comes to deprioritizing our spirituality. Okay, just overall, I know most of us here really prioritize our spirituality. But in our day-to-day routines, we need to incorporate something in there that reconnects us back with our soul, with our heart. Those small little things we do every day. Look at the trees, look at the sun, watch the birds, those small little things that connect us deeply with the souls of others, animals, nature. Because all of those others have messages that they want to share and messages that they need from us. It's a two-way street. And if we're stuck isolating ourselves in our homes or in our minds or whatever, we're not giving those messages that those spirits need as well. Never mind them giving it to us. Okay, so it's time for us to play our role, our part in building a stronger relationship with other sentient beings in the world. Whoa, huge message, guys. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I did want to read the Underworld card because I just thought it was so on point. So let me do that. It says the nightmare, the ordeal, the bottom. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm which we try to vigilantly avoid or deny at all costs. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying that it exists altogether is what gives it dangerous power. And that's why it's so important that whenever you do anything like quote unquote spiritual, whether that's tarot readings or whatever, that you make it a point to work with the dark, to do the shadow work, to encounter the underworld, or at least the archetype of it, and to acknowledge that it does exist. Because when we deny it, we repress it, we have no way to swim through it because we don't even know we're in it. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Right, because when we encounter the underworld in one way or another, we are put in a position where we inevitably will end up seeing just how strong we are. And we need to know that. We need to know how sovereign and strong we are. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light, and are in soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. Exactly. How can you choose the light if you don't even know the darkness, if you don't even know the options? You're not choosing the light. You're just floating, you know? You think you know, but you don't. So collective, those I'm connecting to today, you do know. You do know. This is just, I feel, a call. This message is a call for us to really connect every day to our center of strength. Every day. No matter if we're having a good day or a bad day, but just to feel it, like physically feel it in your body, that strength that you have. And that strength is well earned. It came from you facing adversity. Okay, this is not a time for victim mentality or victim consciousness. Okay, and I know that sometimes we are real victims of things, and it's important to work through that energy and acknowledge that. But this time, we really need to gather our warrior spirit, our divine warrior spirit that says, no, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving in. I got this. We got this. And we're heading for an exciting time. We just need to get through these waves now. The world in reverse injustice. Yeah, it feels like we are just going to have to go through some turbulence, but it will conclude soon. the cycles. Okay, let's see what the collective's overall energy is, Spirit. Page of Pentacles. Learning how to swim. Oh yeah, what's that Tool song? Learn to Swim. I mean, that's one of the lyrics. Let me see if I can pull that up. I feel like it's important. Oh my God, why did they make this keyboard so freaking small? I mean, I have small hands, but come on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is exactly. It's enema, right? So this is exactly the vibe here. This is from Tool's song. Some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. I certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this. Exactly. It's like people are terrified of what's going to come up. But this song is saying, yeah, something disruptive might unfold soon in the future. I don't know. Maybe personally, collectively, but it's going to get us out of this weird transitionary energy we've been navigating in. We've been treading water for a long time. I know you feel that. And it's like, we're going to have to just go through this and then get to the other side. It says, bullshit 3-ring circus show of freaks. Or they're talking about LA here. Maybe there's something about LA. The only way to fix this is to flush it all away. Learn to swim. It says, I'll see you down in Arizona Bay. Maybe there's something about Arizona or the Grand Canyon. What else is here? Some say a comet will fall from the sky, followed by meteor showers and tidal waves, followed by fault lines that cannot sit still, followed by millions of dumbfounded dipshits. Those people are floating. Yeah. Learn to swim. That's how it ends. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Okay, I'm sure this song has various meanings, but I feel like we know this already, but there's something about Hollywood and some kind of agenda being exposed. I'm seeing that here, insecure actresses, all of that. But it's like the powers that were are being put it down, suck it down, flush it down. That's very Scorpio. Okay, it's time for the proverbial toilet to be flushed, and some will go down the drain and we will swim out of it. That's the message. Okay, nice way to come through. Okay, so we're learning to swim with the Page of Pentacles. Let's see what we don't see coming. Oh boy. What do we not see coming that we're allowed to know now? 10 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Cups. Yep. We're going to sink if we hold on to old energies in which the wheel couldn't spin. Look at this 6 of Cups. It's got the Wheel of Fortune here. Maybe this is what it reminds me of the birth chart. And we did talk about the 10th, the 4th, and the 6th house. Maybe those are areas that you need to work on right now. But with the 4 of Pentacles, if we hold on to this past energy in which the wheel couldn't turn and spin, and some of us will try to hold on to that, then we're just going to feel this pressure pushing us down. It's going to be very hard to hold our head above the water if we do that, okay? And this feels like a whole paradigm change that we're going to have to step into, okay? It's not a time for nostalgia for the past systems, past way of life, when we have to adapt, I feel. Okay, and we know how to adapt because we're magicians, we're high priestesses, we're alchemists, so we know how to do this. Don't forget. The opportunity is the 5 of Pentacles. Ooh, look at this chess game. Let's see, why is this the opportunity? Ace of Pentacles. To flip over the table of this chess game we've been caught in the middle of as pawns. Or maybe some of us have had bigger roles, but we're stuck in this game. I heard idle game. Idle, the word idle keeps coming through as well in different readings. Page of Pentacles, so we can reach for something new. A new start. It says will on here. Will and logic. Sympathy, music, grace, passion. There's going to be a new wave of music I'm getting. Like deeper spiritual music, or music that we know now will be read and we'll see it in a different way. I'm seeing lower Mars and aggression. Some people are going to be very resistant to the change. But the energy I'm getting is like they're going to feel very powerful. They're going to feel like they are the tidal wave. And because somebody, interesting, I was going to say because some people, but maybe for you it's one person, I don't know. But because someone is getting flushed down, sucked down, they're going to become arrogant of their power. And it's like, you know, when the dolphins are in the waves, you don't see them in there at first until they jump out. But they're there. We're going with it. You know, it's like some energy, some power doesn't realize that we're right there. And we're not going to be left behind. Yeah, it's interesting. There's almost a joy that we're going to experience in some way, like how the dolphins play in the waves. But first, we learn to swim, and then we can have fun with it. Something like that. The Chariot, yeah, we're right there in the wave. Moving forward. Okay, I feel like the reading, is that it? Let's see what's going to manifest in the next 3 months from this Scorpio new moon energy. Queen of Wands. Temperance. A gentle but strong power. Using our magic to alchemize. Riding something out as well. We're going to have to ride something out. High Priestess behind that. I said you're the alchemist, the High Priestess, the Magician. Some of you need to encourage others. My eye just went into a lyric here on the page, and it says, try and read between the lines. I can't imagine why you wouldn't. Welcome any change, my friend. Welcome any change. It's needed, even if it looks turbulent at first. Read between the lines. See the bigger purpose. And know that you can swim through it. I love you guys so much. I'll see you next time.